This episode, we learned some tips for taking an extended vacation, analyzing your daily salary, and saving money on making meals at home.
This is the Living Young and Free Show, giving the 25 and under crowd tips, tricks, and hacks to get the most out of your money.
Hi, I'm Cheryl, and welcome to episode 20. First up, we have Darryl, who's going to give us some tips on how you can take an extended vacation without extending your debt.
Did your vacation not last long enough? Well, here are some ways to extend your vacation without breaking the bank.
First, the small things. Do things like shop around for plane fares. Plane fares fluctuate almost as much as the Dow Jones does, so waiting around for the right price will definitely be worth your while. Next, borrow things that you might need. If you only have 2 suitcases but need 6, just borrow or steal the other 4. I'm not going to be responsible if your friends are mad, but you live, you learn. When possible, stay with family. Now I know this won't be a reality all the time, so if you don't have family to stay with, just crawl up the AC duct like the kid in Home Alone 2 and stay at their apartment, but watch out for the bird lady. There are also more extreme ways that you can save money while extending your vacation. The first is subletting your home while you're away. Now if the Addams family are the first to contact you on Craigslist, I might wait around a little while. You never know, maybe Danny Tanner will contact you. Da-na-na-na. You can also rent out your car while you're gone. Now, if Lindsay Lohan contacts you, I might be a little hesitant to let her drive, but you never know, a safe driver might contact you.
Did you find these tips helpful? Do you want to know more? Well, check out my friends over at GetRichSlowly.org for more tips. Back to you, Cheryl.
Thanks, Darryl. I got my suitcases. Next up, we have Kelsey, who's going to explain what your daily salary is, how to calculate it, and how it can give you perspective on your finances.
Thanks, Cheryl. So the other day, I was at the park trying to enjoy the sun and chill out and have a nice, relaxing day when I ran back to my car to grab a water bottle, and guess what was on my car? A parking ticket. Yeah, I know, it sucked. I was so mad. But then I looked at the ticket and it said $30, and I thought, meh, $30, that's not that bad. It's only 30 bucks. But then a few days later, I was reading an article on ptmoney.com that made me realize that little things do add up. I know, your mom always says, honey, all the little things do add up. But really, I mean, a coffee here, a Slurpee there, a dinner there, a birthday present here. I mean, at the time, it seems like it won't be a big deal. But then when you really break it down, it ends up to be a lot. Here's a way you can actually put it into perspective. Calculate your daily salary. By figuring out your daily salary, you can better understand the true cost of bills. You can cut out lazy and unnecessary purchases, and it reminds you to save. But most importantly, it gives you a more realistic perspective on all your purchases, even the little ones. For example, if going to a movie and getting popcorn costs $20 and your daily salary is $100, then you just spent 1/5 of today's salary. For some people, this might be worth it, but others might cut down on their movie watching after knowing this. Here's how you can figure out your daily salary. Take your pay stubs from the past 2 to 3 months, add them up, and then divide by the number of days in those months. So let's say your total income from the last 2 months was $4,000 and there was 61 days in June and July. That means your daily salary would be $65 a day. So once you've figured that out, the real question is, how much of that do you want to save and how much of that do you want to spend? Now that's up to you to figure out. Back to you, Cheryl.
Thanks, Kelsey. That was some valuable information. Last up, we have Chris, who's going to share with us 9 tactics on how you can save money on making meals at home.
Thanks, Cheryl. My wife and I were talking the other day about whether it was cheaper to eat out for every meal or to prepare food at home. So we found this blog post on thesimpledollar.com where they shared 9 tactics on preparing food at home. The first tactic is keep the grocery ads. Find the good deals around town, and you can even look on their websites. The second one is make a meal plan. You can even browse some websites online like epicurus.com to get some ideas for recipes. The next tip is to start simple. Don't make things too complicated with more than 6 or 7 ingredients or more than a half an hour to prep time, at least not at first. Next, make a grocery list. Now that you have your meal plan, use that to compile your grocery list. Number 5 is shop with sense. Now that you have your list, head to the cheapest grocery store and buy it up. If you're not sure which is the cheapest, just Google it, but don't waste your time going to 4 different stores just to save a couple bucks. Keep it simple. Number 6, don't overstock. When shopping, don't go crazy and buy everything you'll need for the next 2 years. That can of soup doesn't get any better with age, and trust me, they always have it. The next tip is don't waste your resources. When cooking your meals, don't cook enough for the Denver Broncos. Instead, preserve your raw ingredients. Cook what you eat and eat what you cook. And what you cook, eat. And what you eat, cook. And cook, eat. What? Number 8 is freeze it. But if you cook too much, save it in the freezer. Be sure to keep your freezer organized so you don't lose your free meals. And the last tip is to get out. I know this is the opposite of this entire discussion, but if you don't break your own rule once in a while, you might just turn into a zombie. If you follow these 9 tactics, I can't guarantee that you'll have a good meal, but I can guarantee that your expenses will be way easier to swallow than eating out for every meal. And remember, ordering pizza is not eating from home. That's eating from the pizza place at home. Anyways, this has been Chris from Alabama. Thanks. Back to you, Cheryl.
Brains. What do you mean zombies don't wear do-rags? Yes, they do. I saw it on a TV show. And that's our show. If you have any feedback or ideas for upcoming episodes, feel free to comment below or email me at livingyoungandfree@gmail.com. Join us next time for more great tips, tricks, and hacks on how to make the most of your money.
Young and Free is a credit union movement that gives young people a voice, a head start, and useful information.